Hey, it's Norsey Plays, and today we have some brand new Pokemon Sun and Moon news for you guys. We're going to be covering the brand new trailer that just dropped this morning. I know there was leaks last night, but some of you guys might have missed those leaks. Plus, there's just a little bit more information in the trailer and now on the Pokemon website that we're going to be going over in this video. So let's jump right into it with the brand new Pokemon shown off in the trailer. Starting with this little fun guy right here named Morlul, or Moriel. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it looks like more lull to me, but it could be anything really. He is the illuminating Pokemon with a typing of Grass Fairy, standing at only 8 inches tall, which is so small. But yeah, his abilities are Illuminate and Effect Spore. Morlul are nocturnal Pokemon that walk around at night on their leg-like roots. They move because staying in one spot and sucking all the nutrients from the soil would cause surrounding plants to wither. Oh, so they're very respectful to nature. That's kind of good. Morlul uses its leg-like roots to make contact with its fellows and communicate with them. So they talk through their roots, which is pretty cool. Morlul broadcasts spores that glow brightly when they burst open. Looking at their pulsing light has a sulfuric effect. It seems that in times of danger, Morlul broadcasts these spores. Okay, very cool information on Morlul there. Very cool grass fairy typing, kind of stealing the typing that we always hoped Florges would be, but it's all good. So moving on to the next new Pokemon, we got Pyakumuku, who is a sea cucumber Pokemon. And I swear that fake list that was proven to be fake had a sea cucumber on it. So it's so weird that like these things are getting so close but still being fake. But anyways, he's a pure water type. He stands at 1 foot tall, and so he's even bigger than Morlul, which is pretty funny. And he's got the ability Innards Out, which appears to cause damage upon his death to the enemy. So it's kind of like Aftermath. I could be misinterpreting this or something like that, but that's what it looked like from in the trailer. Maybe the description will let us know a little bit better. So due to their appearance and their lifestyle, Pyakumuku are considered unappealing to tourists. Part-time work chucking Pyakumuku back into the sea is available at tourist beaches, but no matter how far they've thrown, Pyakumuku always return to the same spot. Once a Pyakumuku finds its place it likes, it won't budge from it. If someone moves it away, back it comes to the same spot. If it runs out of food to eat in that spot, it'll stay there and starve. The people of Alola found this so pitiful that they developed a tradition of chucking Pyakumuku back into the food-rich sea whenever they come across any thin-bellied Pyakumuku. Pyakumuku are covered with a slippery, viscous fluid that has a moisturizing effect. Pyakumuku can stay on land for a week without drying out. The people of the Alola use this fluid for skincare products. Pyakumuku hate to have their spikes and mouths touched, and if you step on one, it will hurl out its fist-like inner organs to strike you. Ugh, sounds so gross. Pyakumuku has a new ability, Innards Out, which no other Pokemon has had before. With the Innards Out ability, when this Pokemon faints, it will be able to deal one last bit of damage to its opponent, equal to the amount of HP it had before it received the final blow. So it is like Aftermath, but could be potentially better, because if it gets O-Code, it's going to do that amount of damage to your enemy, so it just mimics the last amount of health that it has and takes that away from the enemy, which is super cool. Love that ability. That's like an even better Aftermath. So pretty neat there. Pyakumuku looking awesome. I mean, when it comes to design, it's a little goofy, but I kind of like it. I like that he shoots his innards out to make a fist. Like, that's pretty creative in my opinion. So let's get a move on here to the next new Pokemon, Wishiwashi, who is a fish Pokemon, also a pure water type, like our boy Pyakumuku. I can see Pyakumuku turning into a poison type as well, though. But anyways, we've moved on to Wishiwashi, the water type, small fry Pokemon, whose ability is Schooling, which is a very, very cool ability. A single Wishiwashi is a tiny and weak, measuring just 8 inches from nose to tail. Wishiwashi is very small, even for a Pokemon, yet the people of the Alola region seem to view it as a terrifying Pokemon. When it's in danger, Wishiwashi's glistening eyes catch the light and shine out, sending an SOS signal to its allies. Wishiwashi has a new ability, Schooling, which no Pokemon has had previously. With Schooling, Wishiwashi can change form in battle to their school form under certain conditions. So once Wishiwashi transforms, he turns into almost a new Pokemon. But what it is a bunch of Wishiwashi combine to make this bigger Wishiwashi school form, which is really neat. Very cool ability. I'm still not sure what the certain conditions are, because it looks like in the trailer he faints, and that's when the school forms. And I'm wondering if that's gonna be the case or not, but it sounds like a kind of weird concept to me, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Hopefully we'll get some more information. If I do, I'll try and inject it right now, but anyways, moving on, we've got the new Alolan forms of old school Pokemon. My favorite thing about the Alola region so far, by far, is the fact that we're getting these Alolan versions of old Pokemon. So, starting off, we have this awesome Marowak. Of course, all of us knew that we were going to get a Marowak, or a lot of us assumed, because what was his name? Kawaii, which is what I'm going to be calling him because I don't know how to pronounce his name, is a Fire-type trial leader, and he said he had a Marowak as his partner Pokemon. So everybody was thinking, we're going to get a Fire-type Marowak, and yes, we did, but not only is this a Fire-type Marowak, he's also Ghost-type. So we got a new Chandelure of sorts, which is really cool. This would be awesome if he stays a physical attacker, which I'm sure he will. It'll be like a physical Chandelure. Very neat. He's the Bonekeeper Pokemon, of course, with the ability Cursed Body or Lightning Rod. Very neat indeed. So this design is very reminiscent of like fire dancers from Hawaii, and I've been waiting and waiting to see what they do when it came to fire dancers, because I knew that there would be some Pokemon to mimic the fire dancing stuff in Hawaii. So I'm very excited to see that it was actually given to an old Pokemon. So they changed up the design just enough to make it like resemble fire dancers and also keep that old school design at the same time. I think they did a great job with Marowak. He trimmed down a bit. He's got some darker skin tone. He's got this little new mark on his skull. He's looking great. Loving the new Marowak. Cannot wait to use him. The Marowak in the Alola region take bones and light both ends on fire by rubbing them against their foreheads. Then they spin the bones around. Marowak's rarity and its fearsome appearance when it dances with its bones led the people of Alola to dub it a conjurer and regard it with fear. Very sinister and sounds freaking awesome. There are many grass-type Pokemon, Marowak's natural enemies, in the Alola region. This makes Alola a harsh environment for Cubone and Marowak. As a result, they live in close union with their partners. It's said that their great care for their partners allowed them to gain something like a sixth sense and resulted in their changed form. The Alolan Marowak proves skilled at an attack in which it waves its bone and releases a ball of flame. The fireballs are not that powerful, but they tirelessly pursue their foe. So that's pretty freaking neat. It sounds like to me this new attack that Marowak is going to get will not be able to miss. It sounds like a completely accurate move with, like, it cannot miss. Sounds really neat. Can't wait to check that out. But also in here, something to note is that as a result, they live in close union with their partners. Now, this could mean one of two things. This could mean like actual Pokemon living with people partners. So Marowak live close with those people. Or it could mean that the Marowak live very close with other Marowak that are not the Alolan form in order to protect them. And that's what it sounds like a lot more to me, because they start the sentence off with, there are many grass-type Pokemon, Marowak's natural enemy in the Alola region. And then it says like that makes it a harsh environment for them to live in. As a result, they live close in union with their partners. So it sounds to me like we are going to be able to catch both Alolan forms and regular forms of these Pokemon in the Alola region, which that's what I've been hoping for. That is exactly what I've been hoping for, so I'm really excited. I hope that ends up being the case. Of course, this is not confirmed that that's how it's going to work. That's just my assumption of how it's going to work, but I really hope that that comes into fruition because that would be really nifty. So, moving on to the next Alolan transformation, one of the coolest ones. This is the Alolan Raichu, who is the electric and psychic Pokemon with the ability Surge Surfer, a new ability that sounds pretty nifty if you ask me. The Raichu in the Alola have two types, electric and psychic, and they are able to wield psychic power. That's what's more, they can gather their psychic power in their tails and then ride on them to float in the air. So this dude surfs on his psychic tail, apparently. Even Pokemon researchers don't know why Raichu's form changed in the Alola region. The people of Alola seem unconcerned by the question. Their guess, maybe it ate too many sweet and fluffy round pancakes. Not sure how that makes sense, people of Alola, but you know, what is the Hawaiian saying? I don't know. Hakuna Matata? That doesn't sound Hawaiian to me. I don't know. We're gonna move on. Raichu has electric sacs on his cheeks, and rubbing them causes a sweet aroma to be released. The mechanism behind it is not clear, but it's thought it could be connected to the psychic power that the Alolan Raichu possesses. The Alolan Raichu has a new ability, Surge Surfer, which no other Pokemon has previously had. With the Surge Surfer ability, the Pokemon's speed is doubled on electric terrain. So if you got electric terrain going on, Surge Surfer Raichu can ride that and gain a ×2 speed boost, which that's crazy because Raichu's base speed I believe is 110 or 115. I believe it's 110, so that's a huge boost in speed right there for this Raichu. That would be really cool to see. Cannot wait to see people use that competitively. Gonna be really, really neat. Moving on to the next Pokemon on the list here, we've got the Alolan Meowth, which a lot of people are wondering if Team Rocket's Meowth will change forms when it reaches Alola, and I don't think that that's the way it works. I honestly don't think that's how it works, and I think we've seen even further proof of that because we've already seen that our mom and us have a Meowth when we move to Alola, and it stays in its original form. So I think that that theory is out the window. Meowth on Team Rocket will stay the same in the anime, but this isn't about the anime, this is about the trailer. So the Alolan Meowth is a pure dark type Pokemon with the abilities Pickup and Technician. It's very interesting why he has Technician. We'll have to wait and see because he's not going to get like a stab move, or many stab moves that get boosted by Technician or whatever, so we'll have to, you know, kind of see as we go there. But Meowth is a Pokemon that did not originally live in the Alola region. They were sent to the royal line as an offering from another region, and only select few could have them as partners. The Meowth in the Alola region are distinct from their cunning and distinct for their cunning and their great pride. Two things they really hate: a wound to their pride and dirt on their coins. If either one happens, then they fly into hysterics. What? They go nuts if their coin gets dirty on their head. Okay. It said that the Meowth that were offered to the royal family lived in a life of luxury and pampering, which led them to have this selfish and prideful attitude. This caused Meowth's form to change. Very interesting. So that's where they get the dark thing from. A lot of people were wondering, like, you know, if they went to royalty, why did they become dark types? It's because they became too prideful and selfish. So that makes sense. That actually makes quite a bit of sense. Okay. The once rare Alolan Meowth became feral when the monarchy was destroyed, and they have now become regular Pokemon seen as commonly in the Alola region and elsewhere. Very neat. I was wondering myself if, since they are going to be born just out of royalty, how did that come about? Like, why would they be out in the wild? But of course, it's because, exactly to explain there, the monarchy was destroyed. So very cool explanation of the Alolan Meowth. I like that because that was one of my questions I had myself is, you know, if it belonged just to royalty, why is it everywhere? Well, it's because this happened clearly a long time ago, and since then, you know, the monarchy has dissipated, and now these Meowths are just out in the wild. So it totally makes sense. Definitely could happen. I really like the thought process behind that. And I like the Meowth design. It's not much different from original Meowth, just a change in palette, but he's also got, you know, kind of the finely combed whiskers and things like that, so kind of funny. His posture is pretty interesting as well. But yeah, moving on to the final piece of information in this trailer. We get to see the evil team of the region. This is Team Skull. In the Alola region, a group of ruffians known as the Team Skull cause a lot of trouble. They steal other people's Pokemon, mess up trial sites, and delight in all sorts of evil deeds. And they look pretty cool. They look like they're kind of trying to be gangsters, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I guess there was this one line in the trailer where Guzma, the team leader, says something along the lines of us being rejects of the trial. So it's almost like they never completed their trial, they didn't get to become trial captains, and now they're a little upset about it. That's at least what I get from that. So I have a feeling that these guys' evil plot is going to be to take over the trial captain positions, or just mess up the trial in itself in some way, probably using the legendary Pokemon and things like that. It's going to be really cool. I cannot wait for this game. Gonna be like my all-time favorite Pokemon game. I can already feel it. But let's talk a little bit more here on Team Skull's boss, Guzma. Guzma is the boss of Team Skull, who holds these ruffians together. Guzma pours on the attacks, battling without mercy. He certainly does seem strong, but he claims to be one of those who never could become captains. He seems to have a bone to pick with Professor Kukui as well. I think that Team Skull has some really cool designs and some really goofy designs, and I think that Guzma's pretty goofy looking character here. His glasses kind of seem to represent the sun and like a crescent moon, and he just looks like he doesn't belong in those clothes. He reminds me so much of Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb. I don't know if anybody else there sees that. If you do, please let me know in the comment section down below. I think it's his eyes and his head shape. His head's shaped the same as Doofenshmirtz, and he's got like the same bags under his eyes, and I just can't get past it. I keep looking at him and thinking Doofenshmirtz, so I feel bad. But Guzma, man, I can't wait to see how he plays out, because he's definitely a unique character in Pokemon. So moving on, we've got his, I think it's his sister or something like that, Team Skull admin Plumeria. Plumeria is considered to be the big sister of Team Skull. She's a tough lady who keeps Team Skull in line and working together in the same way a strict older sister would. She seems to care for the Grunts who are below her in the pecking order, and she's not one to let go if someone's given them a walloping. So cool. So she's not actually their sister. I thought that maybe this was a very small evil team and they were all related, but no, that's not the case. They are actually just saying that she acts like a sister. So that's good to clear up right there. So we got Team Admin Plumeria. I like her design a lot better. She's looking, she's looking hip. I shouldn't have just said the word hit, but still, she's looking pretty cool. I like her. She's definitely a pretty neat character here. And we got the standard lowly Team Skull Grunts. Both male and female Team Skull Grunts wear matching black skull tanks, and these uniforms aren't even provided for them. All Grunts have to buy their own. Okay, this is a little bit of a funny piece of information there. They got these Team Skull chain necklaces that are cool. They got these bandanas that almost look like pandas, but they're obviously supposed to be skulls. I can see one of these guys using a Pangoro. I really can. I cannot wait for it. Definitely very cool team. I love these guys, and cannot wait to play this game. It's going to be so freaking cool. I hope you guys did enjoy this news update video. If you guys did, I would really appreciate it if you go ahead and shield bash that like button down below for me. Think about subscribing as well. We're at 850 subscribers. My goal before this game comes out is to hit that 1,000 mark, so I'd appreciate the support. And of course, if you guys want to stay up to date on all Pokemon Sun and Moon news and information, that'll help you out as well. So I hope to see you guys all in the next one. Until then, though, stay frosty and peace out.